Welcome to your lesson in the windmills, also known as wheel downs. This begins from an S-wrap, and there's several different ways to put the S-wrap on. I'll go through a couple in this video. And I know this is an alluring trick for a lot of you, so I'll do my best to clarify and make things a little easier to understand. Okay, so we start from the same side hook, thigh wrap, grab underneath, pike over, go around the tail, and rehook. This is called your S-wrap. After you've done that, pass the tail to the front. Extend the legs into a straddle, lift your shoulders to the side, and see if you can hover the foot next to the fabric. Okay, now here's the tricky part. You slide your hands down the tail while rotating within the knot. And I know, this cinches around your waist and it feels really awful until you really get the hang of it. Okay, so really important thing to know body position wise is how to hold your legs and your core in this position. So first off, you must be strong and hollow body, which I'm demonstrating right now. So turning the legs out, lowering as much as you can without arching your back. Then we practice that in a straddle position. So my legs are turned out, my back is flat. If I arch my lower back or if I internally rotate my legs, if my legs turn in, the windmill will not work. It'll just crutch your guts. Not fun. Okay, so legs turned out. Now the hand motion is you slide, you tap, you slide, you tap. Again, legs turning out from the hips, back is flat. Okay, so that's a good conditioning exercise. So we're going to do it again, this time in slow motion so you really understand what's going on. So I do my same side knee hook. I swim for the tail and wrap the thigh. Right hand stays where it is. Left hand grabs underneath, pike over. This is referred to as a meat hook. Release the tail and rehook your knee above your hands. Pass the tail to your front. So once you've passed the tail to the front, you are pretty secure in this position, so you can lighten your grip on your hands. Now, first thing, you want to think of the windmill as quarter turns. If you think of it as one full turn, usually it doesn't work out so well when you're first learning this. So see if you can take the foot off and just hover. This requires a lot of oblique core strength as well as lower back and glute strength. Now, I slide my hands down. My right hand slides, my left hand taps on the opposite side of the knot. So one hand always has pressure on the fabric. If you let go of both hands at the same time, very bad idea, you're going to slide. If you keep holding onto the tail, you won't go anywhere. It's just going to keep cinching around your waist. And at the very end, we hook, pass the tail back over to the side of the knee that's hooked, reach up and underneath your knee, grab with both hands, straddle, and step on down. So I know the straddle leg version can be a bit challenging, especially when we're brand new to this. So we're going to do another version with diamond legs. So this is a different entry. This is called the flamenco grip entry. And I swish kick the fabric to the right and I hook. Okay, so even though my right knee is hooked, I'm turning to the left. Now, instead of keeping my legs in a straddle, I bend my knees and go into a diamond shape. Now, the same hand work applies. So my right hand slides, my left hand taps on the opposite side of the knot. I keep my hands close to the fabric so I can go quickly. Okay, sometimes people teach this and they release the left arm and swim around. I find that's a little distracting and you can't go as fast. All right, so what we want to avoid is when we take our leg off, collapsing. Notice what I do. I'm going to bring my knees together and collapse. This is when it pinches your guts, okay? You have to keep your knees wide, core tight. And one more time in slow motion. So if you're in your right side climb, your right hand does a flamenco grip. Your left arm passes through. Get your head and shoulder, bend the elbow on the opposite side. Now swish kick until the fabric gets to your right hip and straddle up and hook your knee. Same thing like the other S-wrap, pass the tail to the front and setting it up. So we want to make sure, again, the legs are turned out. You're lifting your torso to the side like you're doing a side sit-up. Okay, and we want the fabric not around our tummy, but more around the hips. That's when it doesn't hurt. If it gets around your tummy, it's going to squish you. So again, keeping the knees nice and wide. Notice my hands. Right hand slides, left hand lets go for a moment, and it taps on the opposite side of the knot. One thing that's really important, you never want to put your thumbs in there. You can get your thumbs stuck. So fingers together, use the palm of your hands to rotate and hook. Okay, and then take it out, pass the tail, again over to the right, reach up and underneath the knee, and step down. So I hope this helped you guys. I know this is a tricky one, and then eventually when you get really good at these, they become the grand finale of your performance, as I'm showing you now. Okay, so windmill, windmill, everywhere I've gone. Thanks for joining me, guys.